Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today is the second video added to my 3 looks using Pat McGrath Mothership eyeshadow palette. This video is for the person who owns a Pat McGrath Mothership palette. It's sitting in the drawer. Maybe you just want it to sit in the drawer and you love to collect them and that's it. But if you're looking at it and you're like, wow, I only use one eyeshadow color or two, it is $125. I feel in those circumstances maybe you should use more than 1 or 2 colors. And like Alicia, I really don't know how. I just like 1 color and that's it. With my 3 looks with 1 palette, I've been inspired recently with the ones I have done and maybe want to dive back into those palettes that I've only done 1 or 2 looks with, and maybe we can figure out other looks to use the other colors with. Maybe experiment with those colors that initially we might not think so great for our skin tone, but we could figure out ways to use them that will enhance the look, maybe not be the star color of the look, you know what I mean? So if you want to see how we get into those shades, create the looks, then please keep on watching. Hey friends, my name is Alicia. If it's your first time here, welcome to my channel, Kinky Sweat. Kinky hair, sweat life, a place where I combine all my love of movement and beauty. If you are remotely interested in anything related to fitness life, bar, bodyweight workouts, I do teach classes here at NYC, and I also love beauty, as you probably have already guessed, and I have a Pat McGrath addiction. Today we are using Mothership I, the Subliminal palette. Now, the first one I did was Subversive. It's my favorite Mothership. I will link that video up above and down below, and I have a Pat McGrath playlist if you want to go to individual eyeshadow palette videos just to look at the swatches and see the looks I did there, then you can head on over. But if you want to see this video first, I wanted to get into Subliminal because this was the most intriguing for me in terms of if you have tan skin or deeper. The matte shades, no brainer, you can use deep and ultimate taupe on your crease. But if you don't, and maybe you haven't used Lilac Dusk or Substance, I mean, Blitz Blue is no brainer in terms of it being the favorite standout shade to use on your lid if you have this palette, or not. But I feel if you don't like blue, then you probably shouldn't have Subliminal, but just let me know down below if otherwise, you know what I'm saying? We'll go into the astral shades, maybe figure out ways we can use them. I mean, Pale Gold 002 is always just so gorgeous. Skin Show Nude, we'll see how we can get that into the mix, and yeah. So let's get into the first eye look, friends. Lid's already prepped with Fenty Beauty's 235 Instant Retouch Concealer, and because Pat's mattes do pack a punch, I just lightly powdered down the concealer just to eliminate the stick. My friend Elijah recently had a beautiful light lavender shade on her eyes and it looked gorgeous, and it inspired me to use Lilac Dusk all over the lid. Now, how I like to do these 3 look videos is perhaps I'll start with a beginner, go into intermediate look, and maybe more advanced look. This is the look for the individual who just likes to use 1 shade, but we could use it all over the lid, crease, lower lash line, and we'll choose another shade for the brow bone highlight as well as the inner corner highlight. Using my Sonia G Worker 1 brush with a Lilac Dusk, I'm gonna place that all over the lid. Such a pretty shade. I mean, initially when you see it, you might think, oh, I don't know if that's gonna be for me, but especially if you pack it on, isn't that so gorgeous? I love it. It's showing a little see-through because I forget the mattes have really beautiful glide, so perhaps I should have just powdered down my crease and not my lid necessarily. We'll take some Fix Plus and just pack on more color on the lid. There we go. That's the shine we're looking for. I like to use this brush because not only does it lay down product on the lid quite well, but it also makes for a really nice blender. I'm taking more shadow into the crease, turning the brush on its side, and just building up the shading there. Not too bad, eh? That's pretty nice. Taking Lilac Dusk, same brush, and now under the lash line. Now, if you're good here, this is where you can stop. If you wanted to blend out the edges, you can take a fluffy blender brush. This is my Wayne Gauze 16, and I'll go in with Ultimate Taupe and just buff out the edges of Lilac Dusk, and it gives a really nice gradient effect. It's not too cool and not too warm, right down the middle in terms of neutral shading. And even though I'm tan and this won't come out so deep on me, if I were light or medium, I feel it still serves as a really nice blend out shade in the palette. I'll also take it under my lash line to also smooth the color out there. If you wanted to add more intensity, then you can go in with Deep onto the outer corners just to add a little bit of depth, or you could go in with extreme black on the lash line. I'm gonna leave it as is, as I just want it to look like a washed out placement of color on the lid. What I will go in with is Pale Gold 002, taking that on my Smith 256 and placing that on the inner corner of my eye. Look how beautiful that is. Very easy to apply. But I'll take Skin Show Nude, same brush, but now on the brow bone arch. And this is a great opportunity to clean up any overblending that might have occurred when working on the crease. Alright friends, I'm gonna do the other eye, slap on some lashes, and I'll be right back. Look number one complete on the lashes. I have Lily lashes in the style Diamonds, but I wanted to show you quickly if you wanted to keep it very soft, low-key. Oh, excuse me, I also forgot to mention ColourPop's BFF mascara in the shade Purple Prose on the lower lashes. I thought so appropriate with Lilac Dusk on the eyes, you know what I mean? If you wanted to bump it up, we could take Virtual Reality Violet on the finger, press it on the lid, and look how that brightens it up just a tiny bit more. And now we bumped it up to level 20. On the lip, the Pat McGrath Liquid Lust Gloss in Wicked Whisper. I thought because of the pinky tone, it just tied in the spring-like look altogether very well. And it's nice that we just used one shade, primarily, yes, on the lid and lower lash line. But the Pale Gold 002, I feel, pulls it together nicely. It doesn't look too warm, but it's not too light. It has a little bit of that gold tint to it. And of course, the Virtual Reality Violet just brought out the shade even more in terms of glitz and shine and added extra dimension to the look. Hope you like number one, because we're going into number two. Look number two. I think I want to go in with Substance and Deep because I want to create that nice gray charcoal smoke all over the eye. I know you might want to see Blitz Blue, but I already have a Blitz Blue look on my Pat McGrath playlist. If you want to head over to the Subliminal demo, I definitely use Blitz Blue all over my lid. Maybe I'll use it on my lower lash line today instead. But first, we'll go in again, Sonia G Worker 2 in with Substance. I did not set the Fenty concealer this time because I wanted that. Oh yeah. That is so nice. I'm gonna darken you a little bit because I feel you can see the color better when the exposure is not too high. And I get that all over and then use the tip of Worker 1 to smooth out the edges. Again, Pat's metallic formula is so beautiful in that it has glide so that you could blend out the metallics by themselves without an assist from any matte shadow. For the sake of this video though, I will go in with Deep because if you're wondering how Deep looks on tan skin, tan-like skin, this matte right here. I am NC42 in MAC, 310 Fenty Beauty. I will have all my foundation reference shades down below just so you could get an idea of how this will look on you if you're around the same shade match. Wayne Goss number 16 with Deep. And now I'm going to use the matte shade to create even more smoke on top of Substance. Using circular motions in toward the crease to maintain control, and then when the majority of the shadow has been deposited, that's when I start to pull it out a little bit more. Because if I pull it out too soon with too much shadow on the bristles, I might get out of control and it'll appear too dark here when it's supposed to look diffused as it comes out to a point. Now in with Ultimate Taupe, the lighter shade, and further blending out Deep right near the brow. Gorgeous. Look at that. You can see Substance has like silver sparkle going on over there. Oh my god. Now I'm going to go in with Lilac Dusk with my Smith 256. But because we have Substance on the lid, we're going to use Lilac Dusk as our inner corner highlight. Pretty. With my Hakuhodo J5529 with Blitz Blue. I better be careful. I'm going to take this, oh yeah, all over the lower lash line. Oh, got it in my eyeball. We got a little bit of fallout because I definitely overloaded the brush. I should have tapped it off a little bit more. But we got that color payoff for sure. And I'm gently pulling it out a little bit just so it can match up with what's going on top. You can leave this as is, or using my Sonia G Crease Pro in with Extreme Black, I'm going to add a little more depth to the outer V. Just a little bit. I still have my little Hakuhodo brush on standby just to further smooth out Blitz Blue under here. And I'm also pulling it into Extreme Black and Substance just so that it could look blended and seamless. Taking my Crease Pro and just further blending out the edges of Blitz Blue. Now here's the fun part. Taking Astral White with my little Hakuhodo brush, adding even more shine to Blitz Blue, and I'm just patting it down. You might get Astral White on the cheekbone. You know what? Just press it on there It adds to the look. Taking Virtual Reality Violet on top of Lilac Dusk on the inner corner to brighten that up. I did get fallout on my nostrils. Blitz Blue definitely has a lot of punch. Make sure you either do your eye makeup first or you tap off your brush a lot before you head to the lid. Just taking my Wayne number 16 and further feathering out the edges of Substance and Extreme Black. Pale Gold 002 on the brow bone this time. Alright friends, I'm gonna do the other eye, slap on some lashes, and I'll be right back. Here we are friends, finished look, same lashes from Lily in the style Diamonds. I also managed to apply ColourPop's BFF mascara in Blue Your Mind, as well as the Marc Jacobs gel liner in the shade Out of the Blue. That really makes Blitz Blue pop, as well as the Astral White shade to give it more shine. You know, this is what we got going on the eyes now, friends. Because I thought we were so dramatic with the eyes that I thought to keep the lip matte, and with that, rhymes. Went with the Rouge Dior Liquid 614 Jungle Matte because I thought it was just the perfect pinky nude with the blue smoky look up top. And I thought it'd be fun to apply like a bluish highlighter, so I went in with the Dior Skin Nude Luminizer in the shade 06. It has like the blue shift to it, and I thought perfect with what's going on in the eyes. Keep in mind, even though this is look number 2, we could have gone several ways when we applied Substance to the lid. We could have just applied Substance on the lid, lower lash line, and be done. We could have just applied Blitz Blue, lid, lower lash line, done. We could have applied Lilac Dust on the brow bone instead of Pale Gold 002 and just switched it. We could have went so many different ways. I just decided to put all these eyeshadows together on one look just so you can see the versatility of the shadows. Keep in mind, that's the way Pat's eyeshadow palettes are designed, that you have so many options to go with in terms of what look you want, how soft you want it to look, how intense you want it to look, how shiny, how glitzy, how low-key. And again, when you initially look at it, it's like, how am I going to use these shades? One of those things, you got to put them into action, and then you'll realize, you'll discover why Pat's a genius. And with that said, let's go into look number 3. Look number 3. I want to do a dramatic wing using Blitz Blue because I've been into that, as you probably could have noticed. But use Pale Gold as the lid shade and utilize Deep and Ultimate Taupe to create the smoke. It's snow raining outside, and if you hear even extra background noise in this video, it's because of that. Ultimate Taupe with my Wayne number 16. I very lightly powdered down the crease part of my lid, but not the actual lid. I know Ultimate Taupe doesn't show up a whole lot, but it serves as the perfect smoky base and also the perfect gradient diffusing color for smoky shades. Definitely now going in with my Wayne Goss number 4. In with Deep. Now onto the outer and inner corners of my lid. Place that here as well. I'm pulling it across the crease to further connect and diffuse, so it looks seamless. Going back with my number 16 again to further diffuse. Using my Hakuhodo J242, yes, in with the Fenty concealer into 35 to now just very lightly block out my lid. I want Pale Gold 002 to have a nice foundation and a little more stick. So I'm not doing an actual cut crease. I'm just lightly carving out the lid in between the deep shade. Using my finger to feather out the edges. We'll go back in with Deep to further diffuse those lines. But first, using my Zoeva 234 shader, spritz in with some MAC Stick Plus. And now go in on the lid. Pretty! Back in with my number 4 to just feather the edges of Deep and Pale Gold. Now using my Smith 203 angled brush with the Inglot Pot Liner in 77. I like to place the color on the back of my hand first to further smooth out the actual product. I'm gonna create this wing now, man. Oh, this is gonna be a very thick wing. Oh God. You guys, I made it too big. I have to start over again. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, friends, that I have to go off camera and finish this stupid wing. Sometimes I just have to stand in front of a mirror and lightly pull. I'm not pulling so much that is causing skin damage, but I do need a little bit of tautness because my skin is not so taut anymore. Okay, now to make this wing blue. Taking my Hakuhodo, This is the little shader brush. I'm going to now go in with a Blitz Blue and place that on the wing. Pressing it so it can really look super blue. I'm just careful as I approach the very tip of the wing so the Blitz Blue pretty much stays in that shape. But I love this brush because it's tightly packed and I can still pull it laterally and it'll appear sharp regardless of the fact that it's a shader brush. Ooh, I like. Now for some extra fun, definitely going in with Astral White. And I'm patting that like near the inner portion of the liner so it could give a little more brightness. Okay, Skin Show Nude in with my Smith 256 on the brow bone. I already applied, but my silly camera was not focused. And because I am so picky, I'm just smoothing out my brows with the pencil because it looks a little messy. Sure, brush those out. All right, looking good. Now, what can we do with the lower lash line? I think I'm gonna go in with, I don't know, you know what? Let's do Lilac Dusk, why not? So Wave It 234, wetting it with my Max Fix Plus. I'm gonna drag Lilac Dusk under the lash line, punching it in a little bit as well so we can get maximum color payoff. Or I could go in with my Wayne 27S synthetic pencil brush. Maybe that'll pick up a little more product. I'm still gonna wet it as well. Perhaps the pencil just works better because it's a pencil brush and it'll fit better under the lash line. Oh, I like that. Virtual Reality Violet. Same pencil brush, but I'm punching that onto Lilac Dusk to create a little more shine. Skin Show Nude on the inner corner. All right, friends, let's do the other eye, apply these lashes, and I'll be right back. Here is the finished look, friends. So what I did to make the liner look extra blue, after I applied my lashes, I applied some of the Inglot liner with my small Hakuhodo brush, and then I reapplied the Blitz Blue and a little Astral White on the actual lashes, like the very base of them, so they could look extra blue. Because when I was taking my close-up pics, the liner didn't show up as blue as I had wanted because the black strip from the lash I thought was taken away from that effect. So I just added to the effect by applying more blue. I hope that strategy worked. On the lip, I have Dare to Bear from the mini trio set, and then I also applied Skin Show Nude as my highlighter shade. It's very soft, but I just think it pulls the look all together, especially since we apply the same highlighter shade on the brow bone and inner corner for this look. And that's it, friends. Let me know what you think down below. These are my 3 looks using Subliminal. I hope this helped you spike up your inspiration. As you've already seen, these shades are designed to work together. The matte shade, although they look very cool toned initially, you see how they create beautiful smoke, especially paired with either Lilac Dusk or Substance. They're cool, but they're cool neutral, and I feel they don't look so gray on the skin, but the gray works, especially if you're applying the lilac shade or again the charcoal shade, or if you just wanted to apply deep all over your lid to make it exclusively charcoal smoky. Let me know if you are a deeper skin tone than me, how deep and ultimate taupe work out for you. Obviously, ultimate taupe wouldn't act as a defining shade whatsoever or even a transition shade, but does it act like a highlighter shade? Does it look gray? When you apply it on the inner corner, does it look dull? Let us know down below how you could use it or how you experimented with those shades if you are a deeper skin tone. The transforming shades, again, endless possibilities. You could apply these on any of the colors in the palette, especially obviously the shimmer and the metallic finishes, to give them a little more blue, a little more shine, a little more violet, depending on the shade, whether it's Virtual Reality Violet or the Astral White shade. I love the colorful wings I've been doing. I think it just allows another opportunity to use the shadows in a different way, to showcase them in a more bold sort of light, just, you know, to mix it up. And yes, I don't know which Mothership palette I want to do next. I think I'm gonna complete all the big ones first and then move on to the smaller 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. To give you a heads up, I think I want to go in with Bronze Seduction because Bronze Seduction is probably my second favorite out of all the Pat McGrath palettes, and we're gonna have a ball creating 3 looks from that eyeshadow palette. So let me know of any of your ideas that you probably thought of while watching this video, or in general using Pat McGrath shadows from Subliminal or even Subversive from the last video, and we'll take it from there. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another tutorial, chit chat, demo, or review, or 3-look video. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.